Well, to get the ball rolling, Bill, maybe you could just start by telling me a little bit about where you were at with retroactive jealousy before you decided to invest in coaching.
Okay, so before I started to invest in coaching, I was living with levels of anxiety and intrusive thoughts that I didn't have any tools to really control. And frankly, I made my way through a couple different therapists to address the problem with me and just dig into it. But I never felt as though they were you know, addressing the issue in the detail that I needed or getting to the bottom of what was really driving the anxiety for me, because I had done research on the internet, and a lot of their response was stuff that I'd already been able to discover on the internet. So it wasn't as specific as I needed to really address the problem and get past it. So then, yeah, I stumbled across your website and I started to listen to some of the testimonials, and some of the other, elements of your website. I got into that. I bought your coursework and then went through that and then quickly signed up for one-on-one coaching. The coursework itself, I would say, is the foundation of, kind of how I was able to build the tools to address my concerns. But really, the one-on-one coaching, Zach, was I don't think I would be at the point I'm at now without the one-on-one coaching because it was so specific to my specific case that it just worked really well.
Yeah, yeah, I'm really glad to hear that, Bill. Maybe you could share a little bit about kind of what you were doing as a result of retroactive jealousy and how this issue was manifesting for you before we started working
Okay.
together.
Okay. Yeah. So my specific case, my wife and I have been married for a really long time, and we both had our own sexual history before getting married. But there were certain elements of hers that I allowed to really affect me, and I never was able to, stop thinking about that. And as time went on, it didn't get better. It actually got a little worse, and I found myself finally at a point where I couldn't control the thoughts at all, to the point where I was losing sleep. Anxiety level was super high, and it was affecting everything in my personal life and at work. So, I would just be haunted by these reoccurring movies that would play over and over in my mind, and I didn't have any tools to really control them. So the tools that I learned in the coursework is it's what's really moved me to where I am now, which is I really honestly feel as though I have conquered RJ. I really do. The movie, I won't tell you it's never going to pop into my mind anymore, but it's so infrequent now. And when it does, I have the tools to redirect my thoughts into something positive and constructive or interesting, and kind of just leave it, just leave that thought alone. So, but it really doesn't even impact me the way that it used to. I think the work we did, it really helped me to kind of uncover what was driving some of those thoughts. And you know, the more I got into it, the more I realized that it was completely on my shoulders to fix, and it wasn't my wife. It was my issue. So yeah, the coursework helped that.
Well, maybe share a little bit about how you're feeling now compared to a few months ago when we started working together.
Yeah, a few months ago when we started working, we'd been through two or three coaching sessions, and I could sense things were starting to change. After about our fourth coaching session, and we were moving towards our fifth, I did some thinking, and I realized, wow, I'm sleeping well. My relationship with my wife is better than it's ever been. The movies that would roll in my mind are became way less frequent, and it's been really great. I mean, you and I haven't talked in a little while, and it's been wonderful. For me, I really honestly feel like the work we did completely fixed me. So yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's really good to hear. And we haven't talked in a while, and sometimes with clients like you, it's like no news is good news, right? If I haven't heard from you for a
Yeah.
couple of weeks, that's quite all right. Because I
Yeah.
assume that
Yeah.
things are on the right track, right? So
Yeah. Yeah, for
my
sure.
my last question for you, Bill. what is your message for someone watching this video right now who's struggling with retroactive jealousy, maybe to the same extent you are, maybe a little bit less, but they're struggling and they're considering investing in coaching with me?
I can tell you for sure there is no way I would be where I am right now if our one-on-one coaching sessions didn't happen. I found that to be, it was the answer for me, really. And if there's anybody out there that's in the kind of the same situation, I mean, everybody's got their own specific details they're working with, but if there's anybody out there that's like me, uh, man, I wouldn't hesitate. Now, I'll also add though, the coursework and the coaching, there is work that comes with that. You know, it isn't like you just read the coursework and then attend the coaching sessions and then a miracle occurs. There's a lot of work. I mean, there was a lot of time spent going through the coursework and doing all the homework, and I really think that that work is kind of like what propelled me forward. So if there's somebody out there like me that's looking, I wouldn't mess around. I would go straight to one-on-one coaching and get the issue resolved because it will be resolved.